Topic 6, Algebra 3, Equations with Fractional Variables. What we need to do in these style of equations is bring all the fractions to one side. If necessary, form a single fraction with a common denominator and then multiply through by that denominator to remove the fraction. Then we solve just like a linear equation as before. So if we look at these examples, the first one, we can see that all the fractions are on one side, they're on the left hand side. So we don't need to move any terms across. Now multiply both sides by the denominator. So if we multiply both sides by 5, that's going to get rid of the denominator on the left hand side, and we're going to be left with 5x plus 6. And on the right hand side we're going to have 50. And now this is a format that's very similar to what we've looked at before. This is just an ordinary linear equation. So we can subtract 6 from both sides, and we get on the left hand side 5x plus 6 take away 6, which is 5x, 50 take away 6, and 50 take away 6 is 44. Then if we divide both sides by 5, what we get is x equals 44 over 5, which is 8 4/5. The next example we're looking at, again, all the fractions are on one side. They're on the left-hand side of the equal sign. So now we need to form a single fraction with a common denominator. So the common denominator, whenever we're looking at fourths and fifths, is going to be 20. To get from 4 to 20, we multiply by 5. So we need to do the same with the numerator, and x multiplied by 5 is 5x. For the second fraction, to get from 5 to 20, we multiply by 4. So we need to do the same on the top. So 2x times 4 is 8x, and that's equal to 3. 5x over 20 plus 8x over 20. To add fractions, we add the numerators together, and we get 13x over 20 is equal to 3. We then multiply through by the denominator, so multiplying both sides by the denominator to remove the fraction. So we're going to multiply by 20 to both sides, and we get 13x equals 60. And then dividing through by 13, we get that x equals 60 over 13, 4 and 8/13. And the last example then, again, all the fractions are on one side, so we don't need to move anything over. We just need to work out the common denominators. So the common denominator is going to be 15. To get from 3 to 15, we multiply by 5. So we need to do the same on the top. 2x times 5 is 10x. To get from 5 to 15, we've multiplied by 3. So we need to do the same on the top. And that gets us 9x. And that equals -4. To subtract fractions, we just subtract the numerator. So 10x take away 9x is 1x, or just x, over 15 equals -4. Multiplying through then by the denominator, so if we multiply both sides by 15, what we get is x equals -60. For equations with negative variables, what we need to do is we move the x term, or the negative x term, to the other side so that it's positive, and then we solve it. And that's going to be the easiest and nicest way to do so. So in the first example, what we have is the negative term is the -4x. So we want to take it over to the other side. And whenever we do that, that's going to leave 5 equals 9 plus 4x. Then we can take away 9 from both sides, and if we take away 9 from 5, we get -4, and that will equal 4x. and then dividing through by 4, we get minus 1 equals x. The next example, what we can see is we have a minus x again on the left hand side, so we want to take it over to the right hand side, and in doing so we're going to be left with 10 equals 12 plus x, and then if we subtract 12 from both sides we get minus 2 equals x. The third example then, what we've got is a minus x over 3 on the left hand side. Again, we want to take that to the other side, and what we have is 5 equals 12 plus x over 3. We then want to get rid of the 12, so if we move it to the other side, we're going to have 5 take away 12, so that's minus 7 equals x over 3, and then multiplying through by the denominator, so multiplying through by 3 is minus 21 is equal to x, so therefore x equals minus 21.